Hi, I'm Debbie, and welcome to Divine Destiny with Debbie. Today we're reading for the 26th, 27th, and 28th of February, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. This is a full moon weekend. Now, you know that when it's the weekend reading, I am using my two Radley Valentine decks, Angel Tarot cards for the main message, Archangel Power Tarot cards. I will pull one. I'll also pull one from my Emily Anderson Crystal deck. I've prayed, meditated, and infused all the cards, all the decks with Reiki energy. Remember, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate. Take what you like, leave the rest. I am an intuitive channeler. Some might even say a messenger. My job is just to deliver the message. I open myself to higher power. That's where the message comes from. Okay, now, we do have a full moon. This is on the 27th in the morning. It's at 0317, so 3:17 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, full moon. So that would be, Friday night, Saturday morning, depending on where you're at. It is in Virgo. It is trining Uranus, which is in Taurus right now, and Mars in Taurus also. It's also opposite Venus. So there's a lot of positivity to this moon. This is actually kind of a even though there's a lot of earth energy to it, there's a lot of getting down to earth, getting down to business type of energy. But this has a very much a kind of taken a lot of control back into our own hands. This is, really what what is it that we've been wanting? What is it that we've been hoping for? And again, too, I do feel a lot of control coming back into our own hands. But the thing is, it's not being given to us as much as it is we are taking it. Okay? I'm hearing we are taking it back. And now granted, does it all come all the time? No. Does it all come at once? No. But again, it is the more and more and more. Now, the full moon energy will be around for a good 14 days until we come to that new moon. Remember, new moon to full moon is when we request. Full moon to new moon is when we get rid of the baggage, and the full moon in itself is when we release, relinquish, and request. So that's releasing what's holding us back. What is holding us back? It could be a spiritual thing, it could be an emotional thing, but it also could be very much in the physical too. So it could be, are we afraid? And that's what we're afraid, that's what's keeping us. That's what we need to release. Or is it something that is actually more in that natural, maybe it's possibly it's a toxic relationship. Remember, relationships, work, job, career, personal, interpersonal, intimate, family, or home. So maybe it's more in that natural, and that's something else we need to release. Relinquish is actually giving it up, giving something up of your free will. It's not necessarily having it being taken from you as much as it is saying, no, I don't want this anymore. This is not my path anymore. And then, of course, request. Request is the wonderful part where it's like, now that we've gotten some space, now that we've cleared out, I like to liken it to my garage. Now that I've done some garage sales and I've, cleaned up my garage, now I have space to bring in. And that's when we ask for those things that will help us, will benefit us, will bring us to that better pathway. I'm always a little bit leery about being too specific with what I request, because sometimes what I request is so narrow that, I feel that sometimes I miss out on that bigger picture. So if you are worried about money, or if you do not have a job, one of the things many people will say, I want a job that gives me A, B, C, D, E, F, G, instead of saying, I want and I've done that. And you know what? I've gotten those jobs. And I realized I wasn't necessarily happy. So the other thing is to kind of make it a little broader, is to say, I would like something to fulfill my financial security. I'd like a little bit extra, sometimes a lot extra, so I can have a little fun, or to help others also. So sometimes putting that out, and then, you can just see what happens when you make it a little broader. Okay. Now, the other, so release, relinquish, and request. Now remember, this is also opposite Venus, so it's kind of like the two of them are looking at each other, the full moon. I never say to worship the full moon. That's not what I'm talking about. I look at the full moon as a divine creation, and it goes through its phases, and the moon, through its gravitational pull, or however you want to say it, the scientific reasons, it does affect us. Okay? So the full moon in Virgo with those Taurus, the Mars and Uranus trines, and then opposite Venus. So that Venus is, very loving, very caring. Now but Venus can be a little bit emotional. Venus can be a little bit of a jealous person too, or I should say jealous energy too. Not a person, a jealous energy. So you got to be careful with Venus in some ways. Venus went into Pisces on the 25th, but I've talked about that. So we have these two. This is why I said this would be a good weekend to revisit Valentine's Day, or what the concept of Valentine's Day is. This is a full moon that's very earthy, so it is very down to, getting down to business. It can be a bit of a perfectionist, so try not to be too micromanaging. It's getting you ready, getting busy. Now, it is also, it's like getting like fresh air coming through, spring cleaning. Now, I know for the people in the southern hemisphere, it might just be getting ready for your winter also. So, it's cleaning your house. It's just very freeing. I just feel very freeing. Ready for changes, preparation, high motivation and energies. And like I said, this is kind of like a revisiting of Valentine's Day, or what we believe, what we think of as Valentine's Day. So this would be a good time for that special celebration, the special date, whatever it is that, maybe you didn't get to do it, a couple of weeks ago. This would be a good time to revisit that. Okay? So that's what I'm going to tell you about. Now, the other thing about the full moon is this is when, you can do like 3 days before up to, and then 3 days after. So that's like a 6-day period. I myself like the day before, the day of, and then the day after. So since it's 26th in the morning, I would say then the 24th, 25th, 26th, I might go to the 27th too. I put things out that are very special to me. I make like my cards and such, but I'll put out, I actually have them on the windowsill that gets a good moonlight type of energy. But if I put it outside, I always make sure that I like double seal it with some baggies, okay? Because it does get a little damp and a little wet, and I don't want them to be, I don't want them to become mushy. Anyway, that's really what I want to tell you about with the full moon. It is an important time. There's a lot of celebrations. The 26th also has a lot of it's not necessarily that you receive, it is received, but it's not necessarily that everything is all perfect. But this has the energy to say we can be very, very positive. We can also triumph. We can also just get busy and get things done. And, again, it's that thing of it's taking back control, or taking of control. And it has, and a lot of my Tauruses have been feeling this already. And it's just stepping up to that plate. And there's a big determination with this energy. Okay? Whew. So I do feel that my earth signs will probably, be more, they will feel this quite strongly, but it's also too, please don't think that if you are the earth will kind of get down to business. The fire signs, this is going to fuel your passion. The water signs, I feel this is also, this is also gonna, it's like, just kind of feeling with my water signs, just get going, get going, get going. And then with my air signs, again, we are in an age of Aquarius. This is that thing. Put it out there, speak it out there. You can I kind of feel like with my air signs, you can speak, or even if with all of us, but you can speak it out, you can move mountains. Okay? Okay. Anyway, let's get started with the readings. Hi, my Pisces, and happy birthday to you. Interesting season for you already. Now, let's see what we have for my Pisces. Let's see what we have going on. This is, remember, the thing is, I'm getting that picture of that one card, the busting, very, there's going to be some changes happening this weekend for you. Some changes and structural changes. Structural. I don't know. Is that your home? Is that your family dynamics? Is that your work dynamics? I'm not quite sure. I'm hearing structural changes. How things, is this your, your height, your, like your org chart or something? I can't tell you that. But let's see what we have here. Let's see what we have here. Now, 3 cards are face down. The first 2 are reversed, so strong energy. First card is the 4 of Earth. Now, Earth energy is our Taurus, it's our Capricorn, it's also our Virgo. So Virgo and Taurus plays a lot of, strong energy this weekend for you. 4s have a stability. It's also an organization. Okay? So think of 4 as kind of like the legs of a table, and how that can be steady. It can be a little bit unsteady too. So I don't know why I want to talk about that, why I want to tell you about it being a little unsteady. Well, because I'm talking that there could be structural changes. I'm not quite sure what that all means, but somebody out there will. Now, the thing about Earth energy is it's about very solid energy, something you can touch. It can also be, your job, your career, your passion, your business, and how you receive some money. Now, this is kind of feeling like, this will talk about giving and receiving. When you give, you receive. When you give, when you receive. But I do feel that there will be kind of an exchange of your money, an exchange of your energy, an exchange of your cash type of thing. So you might be, and this is probably a good time to do this, because we are, we might be in the shadow of retrograde, Mercury retrograde, but we are out of, Mercury is direct. So maybe somebody's going to be doing some remodeling in their home, or maybe there's a restructuring in their businesses. It does feel like, even though this might have a little bit of tension to it, and I don't mean tension as in total stress, as in bad tension. Sometimes good changes also bring tension. So there might be some tension here. But at this, so I mean, it's kind of like, no, I told you to put it over there and you're putting it over there. So there might be that type. Work together. I do want you to try to work together, because I can see you, my Pisces, just kind of like throwing up your hands and saying, fine, then you do it. So just be aware. Just be aware. Anyway, being too frivolous or too cautious with money. Good business decisions, giving to those less fortunate. Your next card is the 2 of Fire. Okay, so 2s have some crossroads, 2s have some decisions. 2s are also about coming together too. So fire energy is our Aries, it's our Leo, it's our Sagittarius. It's very passionate, very burning, very determined energy. And this is you stepping up. This is you coming. This is you stepping up to the plate. This is you taking control. Now, there might be a little bit, this earth energy may pull a little bit of your water, because there is that Venus thing going on there too. It may make you feel a little bit emotional at the same time, but you just I feel like you just swallow it back. Now, you may, or might have even been somebody else telling you that, fine, you just do it on your own. But the thing is, this is, if it is someone else telling you that, then go ahead, just do it on your own. Just, okay, fine. And just remember, not you, my Pisces, you might be saying this to somebody. Well, yeah, this could be for you too. If they tell you and you go, either way, just remember, if you're giving that to me to do, then you have to you have to live with the consequences. So there is this type of, like, don't come back to me and get all, oh, you did it wrong. No. You relinquish control to me, meaning me being Pisces. You relinquish the control to me. I'm taking over now. Okay. You've come into your own. New partnerships or contracts continue to move forward. So again, this restructuring, and I do feel that this is something that has to do with your security. It's almost like, I feel, that 4 and that 2, so we got some 4s and 2 numbers, so we got those even numbers going here. But I feel that it brings you more clarity also on what you want for your future too. So you may feel a little, like I said, that the Venus stuff going on in Pisces, and it may make you feel heightened emotions. The thing is, I feel that I feel like there's going to also be a sharpness to you, not in a negative way, but just a strong clarity, and you're going to see, some of the, I don't know, the strengths and possibly the weaknesses of the people that you're working with. Oh. Anyway, next card, Ace of Water. Now, water energy is your energy. It is also Cancer and Scorpio. It's fluid, it's very emotional, but it's also very committed. It's very, let's do what we need to do. Aces are ones, new beginnings, new starts, new relationships. So this weekend, like I said, your eyes are gonna be opened in some ways. You're gonna see it, and it's not so much that it's not going to be an all or nothing, but there might be it might be something that you see somebody and you're like, I understand you a little bit more. So this actually can bring you a little bit closer. Not necessarily that I understand you a little bit more. It doesn't necessarily mean that the other person will like that, and I don't know where we're going with this, but I gotta say it. It doesn't mean that the other person will like that you understand them a little bit more, but there is a compassion. And so in some ways you feel, by your understanding of them, you feel softer. They want to be stronger though, and they don't necessarily appreciate you kind of looking at them a little bit with some kindness, if that makes sense. Anyway. Falling in love or the resurgence of a relationship, spiritual growth and enhanced intuition, a new home. So it could be something, again, there's this structural, something, and also too, something with foundation. So we have 1, 2, and we have 4. Let's see what we have here now for my Pisces. This one is also reversed. The Queen of Michael. Now, this doesn't matter if you be male or female. This is the Queen. The Queen steps into her place. The Queen's underlying energy is emotion, and this is kind of what I was talking about with this card here. It's underlying with emotion, underlying with the water energy. All Queens have the water energy. So that makes them, caring. They can sense, they can feel things deeply. But the Queen of Michael is air energy. Air energy is our Aquarius. It's also our Gemini and Libra. It's our thought processes. This is kind of the Queen. Even though I feel strongly, even though I understand, it doesn't mean that I'm going to go along or that I'm just going to buy into what you're saying. The Queen of Michael steps back and sees things clearer. So, we can it's like I can understand. I have the emotional pull, but I'm not going to be ruled by my emotions. Okay. I'm going to be ruled by more and I shouldn't even say ruled. I'm going to be guided more by what I am thinking, more what that logical piece of me is. Because that's the dangerous part. Many times we can be guided by emotions, and emotions doesn't always mean that we're making that right decision. Now, I'm not talking about your gut. I'm not talking about your intuition. That's not the same as being, like emotionally driven. The Queen of Michael is logically driven. Okay, so that kind of goes along with this. The person or people you may be working with may not want that part of you, the logical part of you, but it's what they're getting, and you need to make sure that you're not being driven so much. I mean, you can understand, you can be caring, but it doesn't mean that I'm just going to go along with what you want, because it's not necessarily logical. Okay. And it's not necessarily healthy either to whatever or whoever that is. It's not, sometimes we have to step back, and it may not necessarily be something that our our partner or whoever this other party wants of us. But sometimes we have to, we have to do what's healthier for us, if that makes sense. Anyway, brilliant, self-reliant, insightful, humorous. You know exactly what to do. The benefit of experience, a time for your career rather than your relationships. So let's see what we have. What crystal or energy? Does that make sense? I hope that does, because and also too, you have all of the energies here. So you are very well balanced for this weekend. You have earth, fire, water, and air. So again, sometimes, if you're a parent and your child is like, I'm afraid to go to school. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And it's like, well, if I go along with you and let you parent yourself, I'm not being the good parent. I have to be, if I'm the parent, and I'm not saying but if I'm the parent, I need to be the parent. And I need to not necessarily be your friend or be the child. I need to be the parent. I think that's kind of part of what this whole reading is too. Anyway, let's see what we have. This one is reversed. Golden or gold sheen obsidian. Okay, this is important, I think. I do not have this, and I've looked for this. Personal power, spiritual manifestation, earth healing, new experiences. So if you do have this, my Pisces, you may want to carry that with you. You may want to put it at your bedside. I like to have crystals at my bedside. Okay, so remember my Pisces, the button. Please like, share, subscribe. It does help and I appreciate it. So thank you. As always, my Pisces, please know that you are loved, stay shining, and be blessed. Bye-bye.